Good afternoon. This is Akashvani and I am Valsa Williams with the Midday News. The headlines: Supreme Court reserves order on pleas challenging rounding up of stray dogs in Delhi NCR, declines stay on its earlier order. Government announces Gallantry and Service Medals to over 1,000 personnel for distinguished service to the country. President Droupadi Murmu to address the nation on the eve of the 79th Independence Day. Nation observes Partition Horrors Remembrance Day to pay homage to all those who sacrificed their lives during partition in 1947. European leaders urge US President Trump not to strike unilateral Ukraine peace deal with Russia during one-on-one meeting in Alaska. And heavy monsoon rain wreaks havoc in northern and eastern parts of the country, rivers in Bihar, Punjab, Himachal in spate, causing widespread flooding. The Supreme Court today reserved order on the pleas to stay the directions passed by a two-judge bench on the 11th of August to remove the stray dogs in the Delhi National Capital Region to shelter homes. However, the three-judge bench did not grant a stay on the directions issued to municipal authorities. The bench, comprising Justice Vikram Nath, Justice Sandeep Mehta and Justice N.V. Anjaria, heard the matter after a two-judge bench comprising Justice J.B. Pardiwala and Justice R. Mahadevan took suo motu order to remove all stray dogs and shift them to shelters. The judgment comes after some lawyers mentioned before the Chief Justice of India that earlier directions were in conflict with previous orders passed by other benches. A total of 1,090 personnel of police, fire, home guard, civil defence and correctional services have been awarded Gallantry and Service Medals on the occasion of Independence Day 2025. The Ministry of Home Affairs said 233 personnel have been awarded the Medal for Gallantry, 99 personnel awarded the President's Medal for Distinguished Service, and 758 personnel awarded the Medal for Meritorious Service. President Droupadi Murmu today inaugurated the summer annuals of Amrit Udyan at Rashtrapati Bhavan. The Udyan will be open to the public from this Saturday between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. until the 14th of September. Athletes and sportspersons will get special access to Amrit Udyan on 29th August to mark the National Sports Day, and teachers on 5th September on the occasion of Teachers' Day. The garden trail will include Bal Vatika, Herbal Garden, Bonsai Garden, Central Lawn, Long Garden and Circular Garden. The entry to Amrit Udyan will be free of cost, and school groups can enjoy free entry to the Rashtrapati Bhavan Museum during the session. Visitors can also book the ticket online at visit.rashtrapatibhavan.gov.in. The Udyan will remain closed on all Mondays for maintenance. President Droupadi Murmu will address the nation today on the eve of the 79th Independence Day. The address will be broadcast from 7 in the evening on the entire national network of Akashvani and telecast over all channels of Doordarshan in Hindi, followed by the English version. Broadcast of the address in Hindi and English on Doordarshan will be followed by broadcast in regional languages by regional channels of Doordarshan. Akashvani will broadcast regional language versions at 9:30 tonight on its respective regional networks. The nation is observing Partition Horrors Remembrance Day today. The day commemorates the victims and sufferings of people during the partition of India in 1947. We have a report.
To mark the Partition Horrors Remembrance Day, various programs are being organized across the country, including the national capital. On this day, the nation pays homage to all of those who sacrificed their lives and suffered unimaginable pain during the partition in 1947. In 2021, the government had decided to observe 14th August every year as the day to commemorate the sacrifice of those who lost their lives or were displaced during the partition. It also ensures that future generations remember the pain and suffering endured by the people, as the birth of independent India was marked by the violent partition, which left lasting scars on millions. With Priya Mondal, Bhanu Pratap Singh, Akashvani News, Delhi.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid tribute to those who lost their lives in the horror of the partition. He said this day reminds of the upheaval and pain endured by countless people during that tragic chapter of our history. Union Home Minister Amit Shah also paid tribute, saying that Partition Horrors Remembrance Day is a day to express condolences by remembering the pain of those who suffered due to the partition of the country and its tragedy. The nation will celebrate the Independence Day tomorrow, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi leading the celebrations from the iconic Red Fort in Delhi. He will hoist the national flag and address the nation from the ramparts of the iconic monument. As the nation is making giant strides towards realizing the government's vision of Viksit Bharat by 2047, the theme of this year's celebrations is Naya Bharat. The celebrations will serve as a platform to commemorate the continuing rise of a prosperous, secure and bold Naya Bharat and provide renewed power to surge further ahead on the path of progress. The success of Operation Sindoor will be celebrated during the Independence Day celebrations this year. Invitation cards are carrying the Operation Sindoor logo as well as the watermark of Chenab Bridge. Around 5,000 special guests from different walks of life have been invited to witness the celebrations at Red Fort this year. The performances will be conducted by the bands of the Army, Navy, Air Force, Indian Coast Guard, NCC, CRPF, ITBP, CISF, SSB, BSF, IDS, RPF and Assam Rifles at over 140 prominent locations throughout the country. Union Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting Dr. L. Murugan has said that India will become an economic superpower in 2047. Addressing the Har Ghar Tiranga rally organized by the state BJP at Avadi near Chennai, he said under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the government was taking concrete steps in developing infrastructure, strengthening the economy, education and empowering those who are in need. He said that 25 crore poor people who were below the poverty line have been uplifted through the initiatives of the government. The minister appealed to the public to hoist the tricolour flag at their houses as a mark of respect to the freedom fighters and also to strengthen the unity of the country. The Election Commission of India today said 14 days into the claims and objections period, not a single claim or objection has been submitted by any political party regarding the exercise of special intensive revision in Bihar so far. However, the Commission has said that 23,557 claims and objections have been received directly from electors with regard to the draft roll. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts. And for details of stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download News on AIR app.
इस स्वतंत्रता दिवस पर आकाशवाणी ला रहा है भारतीय सेना के शौर्य और पराक्रम की अद्भुत मिसाल। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर पर विशेष प्रस्तुति।
ऑपरेशन सिंदूर न्याय की अखंड प्रतिज्ञा है।
सुनिए 100.1 मेगाहर्ट्ज आकाशवाणी FM गोल्ड पर 15 अगस्त की रात 9:30 बजे से।
Welcome back to the midday news. Heavy monsoon rain wreaked havoc in northern and eastern parts of the country as rivers in Bihar, Punjab, Himachal are in spate, causing widespread flooding. Continued rain in the hills of Himachal and incidents of cloudbursts in some parts of the state have started causing trouble in parts of Punjab also due to an increase in the water level of the Beas River. We have more from our correspondent.
In Kapurthala, 22 villages in the Mand area of Sultanpur Lodi have been inundated as the swollen Beas River breached a temporary bandh yesterday. The district administration has appealed to villagers living in low-lying areas of Mand to reach at relief centers set up at Sultanpur Lodi. Deputy Commissioner Amit Kumar Panchal has said that medical teams have also been deputed to deal with any medical emergency. District administration is maintaining vigil physically and through drones also. Meanwhile, a part of the Pathankot-Dalhousie Chamba National Highway, which was washed away, has been made functional for light vehicles only. Rajesh Bali, Akashvani News, Jalandhar.
The monsoon fury continues unabated in Himachal Pradesh. Heavy rains, landslides and cloudburst incidents have severely disrupted roads and electricity supply. According to the State Emergency Operations Centre, one national highway and 395 link roads remain closed. Reports indicate that the death toll in rain-related incidents in This monsoon season has risen to 241, while 36 people are still missing. Meanwhile, the IMD has issued warning of heavy to very heavy rainfall in Chamba, Kangra and Mandi districts today.
In the past 24 hours, incidents of cloudbursts and landslides have occurred in Shimla, Kullu, Kinnaur and Lahaul Spiti districts of Himachal Pradesh. In Kullu district's Banjar Valley, a cloudburst swept away several houses, bridges and 5 vehicles. Villages in Tirthan Valley and nearby areas have been evacuated, with residents moved to safer locations. In Rampur South region of Shimla district, a cloudburst in Pandra-Bis area washed away 4 bridges, several houses and apple orchards. 3 panchayats in the Ganbi area have been completely cut off from the rest of the region. In the border region of Rishi Dogri Valley in Kinnaur district, a cloudburst triggered flooding that swept away a bridge over the Satluj river. Rising water levels and debris in the Satluj have prompted the opening of gates at the Karcham Wangtun Nathpa Dam. Ritesh Kapoor, Akashvani News, Shimla.
Intermittent rainfall continues across most parts of Uttarakhand. In the hilly regions, rain and landslides have disrupted several roads and efforts are underway to clear them. Considering the rising water levels in the state's major rivers, the district administration has appealed to people to stay away from riverbanks. The Met Department has issued an orange alert for heavy rainfall in various districts of the state today. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar of Bihar today conducted an aerial survey of the flood-affected areas in the state. The rise in water levels of major rivers, including the Ganga, Gandak, Kosi, Bagmati and Mahanand, has caused floods in 10 districts in the state. More than 25 lakh people have been impacted by the floods. The Met Department has issued a yellow alert for heavy rainfall in most parts of the state for the next 24 hours. The Indian Meteorological Department, IMD, has forecast heavy to very heavy rainfall at isolated places over Uttarakhand and Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Delhi, Haryana, Chandigarh, coastal Andhra Pradesh, Odisha today. Meanwhile, the Delhi NCR region has been receiving continuous downpours since morning, with the IMD predicting very heavy rainfall throughout the day. European leaders have urged US President Donald Trump not to strike a unilateral Ukraine peace deal with Russian President Vladimir Putin during their one-on-one meeting on Friday in Alaska. The warning came during a virtual summit convened by German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, which included US President Donald Trump, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, and several European leaders, as fears mounted that Putin would take the war on his terms. Speaking after the virtual call, which Trump described as very good, he assured leaders that after the summit talks, he would immediately inform them about the outcome.
We had a very good call. President Zelensky was on the call. I would rate it a 10. No, it was always going to be I was going to meet with President Putin, and then after that I'm going to call the leaders, and I'm going to call President Zelensky, and then I'll call probably in that order the leaders. There's a very good chance that we're going to have a second meeting, which will be more productive than the first, because the first is I'm going to find out where we are and what we're doing.
India's wholesale price index-based inflation eased further to 0.58% in July on an annual basis. This marks the second straight month of wholesale deflation. According to the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, negative rate of inflation during last month was primarily due to a decrease in prices of food articles, mineral oils, crude petroleum and natural gas, and manufacture of basic metals. The annual rate of inflation based on the WPI food index decelerated to 2.15%. Meanwhile, primary articles saw further contraction of 4.95%. Fuel and power segment also registered deflation of 2.43%. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Supreme Court reserves order on pleas challenging rounding up of stray dogs in Delhi NCR, declines stay on its earlier order. Government announces Gallantry and Service Medals to over 1,000 personnel for distinguished service to the country. President Droupadi Murmu to address the nation on the eve of the 79th Independence Day. Nation observes Partition Horrors Remembrance Day to pay homage to all those who sacrificed their lives during partition in 1947. European leaders urge US President Trump not to strike unilateral Ukraine peace deal with Russia during one-on-one meeting in Alaska, and heavy monsoon rain wreaks havoc in northern and eastern parts of the country. And with that, we end the midday